Hello everyone, my name is Parker with Hungry Tech, and today I'm going to show you how to upgrade your AMD CPU and optimize it for its best performance. Today I'll be upgrading from a Ryzen 5 3600 to a Ryzen 7 5700X. First, we're going to turn off the computer. Voila! Next, we're going to come back here, flip off the switch, and plug it. Now we're going to wait a couple minutes. Now that that's over, we're going to unplug everything and move the computer over here. Now that we have our PC here, we're going to start taking it apart. Screw, 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 and screw. Boop. We'll lay that here. Now, we're going to need the only tool we'll ever need, and that is a screwdriver. If you ever get into PC building, I highly recommend getting a multi-bit set so that way you have anything you could ever need. Now, we are going to unscrew in a cross pattern to make sure that we have enough pressure on each screw to not screw up each of the corners of the board. Now we just loosen these all the way and take them out. I'm going to take this off and we're good. We're going to just put that here to the side. Before we get into the CPU part, it's important to take notice that even though we have some residue of thermal paste left on the cooler, it's important to put some more thermal paste on here to make sure that we are getting the best temps possible without thermal throttling our CPU. Okay, so now we're just going to take this out the exact same way we put it in. So we're going to boop, boop, and yoink. Now to keep this processor safe in case you want to resell it or you just want to keep it for whatever, make sure we put it back immediately into the plastic casing that it came in. That is the way to ensure that it is safe. And now we can put in the new CPU. Now that we have our magical CPU, we're going to put it in the exact same way that we took the other one out. Make sure it's locked in place, and we can put this back in. Boom! Hardest part done right there. Now, like I said earlier, we want to put some more thermal paste on this to make sure that we're not going to thermal throttle later. I like this cross and dot. This kind of makes sure that we get all of the CPU covered in thermal paste to make sure we're getting the best thermals possible. Okay, now that we have our thermal paste on, we can put our CPU cooler back on. Before we move on, we have to clean off this cooler because we've put new thermal paste on and we don't want this old crusty thermal paste to interfere with the new one. Now that it's nice and clean, we can go ahead and put this onto the CPU. Boom. There we go. Now we're going to put these screws back on the exact same way we took them off, in that cross pattern. Finally, we're going to plug back in my cooler, and then we'll be all done. And she boots. Let's go. Now that we're here in the BIOS, we can now optimize our CPU for the best performance without overclocking it. Alright, now that we're in the BIOS, we can go ahead and go to AI Tweaker, and go down here, and I've already selected to turn it on to TPU 1. This allows us to change our clock megahertz. And so we're at a base clock of 3.6 gigahertz, and we're going to change that to 4.6. Now, the reason I'm doing this is putting it at the max speed that is possible for the CPU. This is not overclocking, this is just doing the best that the CPU can do out of the box. So now that we've optimized and it's all ready to go, we should be able to go ahead and just simply boot it up. Now that we've done that, we're just going to wait to pop up in the menu. Alright, we've booted up into Windows, and that means our upgrade is finally complete. Glad you all could join me on this journey upgrading my computer. Now, if you guys have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments section below. I'll try and answer any of your comments. And now, I can go and enjoy my enchiladas.